Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. First video this morning, did a very short piece, actually recorded it last night, but it went out 7 o'clock this morning. And that was to say that the probe into the Salmond leaking case, where somebody leaked all the information to the press, has come to a bit of a conclusion that says there was no case to answer. But that, of course, is not the end to it, because Salmond is not a happy bunny. He has now accused the Crown Office of lying. He's saying that there was a file, there was various information in that. They're saying that there was nothing handed over by the police. He's saying there was. And so somebody is obviously lying. And I don't think it is Salmond. I do think that there is definitely a cover-up here, because you have the police and the Crown Office, both of whom are ultimately very much controlled by the SNP. And I believe that there is a conspiracy. I believe they're in cahoots to try and stop justice from happening, because they know that if Salmond wins his case, it is curtains for them all. It's a very, very dodgy, shady case. We'll take a very quick look at it. Here goes. So, Crown Office responds to Salmond criticism as a government leak probe comes to an end. Now, he's claimed that there was this leak. We all suspect, we know. We all believe it may well have been, possibly, allegedly, and the rumour is that I'm not spreading Liz Lloyd. That's not to say she has done that. I want to make that very clear. There's no evidence she did it. But that is the general consensus. That's the rumour. Now, whether she did or not is an entirely different matter. But somebody had to leak it, and it was very damaging for Salmond. Now, he's won his case, of course, but, it was, I think, a conspiracy to get him out. And I think Nicola Sturgeon, I believe Nicola Sturgeon was deeply involved. It was a coup d'etat. She needed to take over because the little psychopath wanted total and utter control. And then look at the damage she's done to Scotland ever since getting it. That is her true legacy, is that Scotland has been destroyed by... This is what happens when you let sociopaths run things, though, isn't it? Anyway, the former SNP leader blasted prosecutors for saying no report had been received from Police Scotland, as he dubbed the body unfit for purpose. The Crown Office has insisted it has not received a report from Police Scotland in relation to an alleged leak of a government investigation into sexual harassment claims against Salmond. Now, this is supposed to be top secret. It was released. Who released it? And why? Well, we know why, because it was damaging to him. But who? And we can't say for sure, but it's undoubtedly one of a few, isn't it? Of which Liz Lloyd may well be one. It was confirmed on Thursday that the probe into the issue had ended, with no further action being taken. But the former First Minister and SNP leader accused the Crown Office of lying when claiming no report had been handed to it from officers. He insists 2 reports were submitted as part of Operation New Biggin, one before Christmas and one after. Now, if the police come out and say, yes, we have these 2 reports and we've sent them in, and the Crown Office say no, then there is a big problem, isn't there? In a report from the Daily Record, the Crown Office insisted no report had been received. That provoked a furious response from Salmond, who said that statement was another lie. Now, can you imagine the Crown Office, it being like a department of the SNP government, lying about things that the SNP government have done? Scarcely bears thinking about, doesn't it? He added, the police have confirmed that they submitted reports to cops on the on Operation New Biggin before and after Christmas. So the police have confirmed that they have. He said, nor is there any doubt that a criminal leak took place. Again, there has. He said that was the basis of the 2-year investigation. He added, this latest Crown Office blunder underlies that they are an organisation unfit for purpose, and any root and branch reform of criminal justice Scotland should not start with an attack on juries, but in putting a proper distance between the government and the prosecutorial service. Well, there is no difference at all. The prosecution is the government. But responding to the claims, a Crown Office spokesman told the Scottish Express it's his standard practice that any case regarding politicians is dealt with by prosecutors without the involvement of law officers. All Scotland's prosecutors act independently of political interference. but they work for an organisation that is part of the government, so they cannot possibly be independent, can they? There is no independence. They said, we do not provide details of investigations. Well, the investigation's finished, so you can provide it now. It says, we confirm when police submit a standard prosecution report for the purposes of consideration of a prosecution. No SPR was submitted for this police investigation. And yet Salmond insists that there was, and the police have said there was too. The row relates to claims of sexual harassment made against Mr. Salmond in 2018. The allegations were reported to the police and an internal government investigation took place, destroying the relationship between Salmond and Sturgeon. Well, of course it'll be destroyed. She was the one, I think, my opinion, allegedly, that initiated this, because she wanted him out so she could take over. And what better thing to do than sexual allegations by people who try to remain hidden and nameless, and then you leak this to the press to make it out there, to make life awkward. Then it turns out he won his case because none of it happened. You know, and it goes to show, if you want Sturgeon's true legacy, that's her legacy. Salmond has always maintained his innocence, and he was cleared in court on March 2020. Court later ruled that the government probe had been unlawful and tainted by apparent bias. Well, say it ain't so. Operation New Begin was later launched to investigate allegations of a leak within the Scottish Government, which undoubtedly there had to be a leak. There was a leak. You know, we all know kind of who did it. But the very fact that they're lying and say that the police didn't hand them anything, when the police themselves are saying 2 files. One of them is lying. I mean, they could both be lying, but it's unlikely. Anyway, a Police Scotland spokesman said, our inquiries are now complete and no further action is being taken. Should further information become available, this will be considered. They're both trying to walk this back and walk away from it, and they're leaving Salmond high and dry. But he has been done up like a kipper, hasn't he? So I'm not surprised he's angry. You wouldn't expect anything less, though, from that shower. I'm coming up, round off, and we'll finish the video. Now, it's not often you feel sympathy for an SNP member. I know he's ex-SNP, but even so, I do feel sympathy for Salmond. Disagree with his politics, like the man, but I do think that he is being screwed royally. There is a conspiracy here, because there undoubtedly was a leak. And when even the police say they sent in 2 reports, then you get the Crown Office, an office of government, saying, "Oh no, there was no, we never received, didn't see nothing, sir, nothing. I was looking the other way, sir." Yeah, it stinks, doesn't it? It's absolute corruption, and the Crown Office is not independent, despite whatever they claims they say. They are a department of government. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and let's give Alex Salmond a moment of our sympathy. Bye.